If you're on a gluten-free diet, then keep watching, because today we're reviewing this beer, which is a gluten-free pale ale from Mikkeller. Available in Sainsbury's, brand new. Keep on watching to see what it tastes like. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to be reviewing this beer. Very sort of striking artwork. Saw this in my local Sainsbury's. £3, and I hadn't seen this one before. It just suddenly appeared. So this is a gluten-free pale ale. It is called Peter, Pale and Mary. Really striking can. Looks pretty good from Mikkeller. That, you know, they're in a few Mikkellers in Sainsbury's and other supermarkets. 4.6%, and that's pretty much all I can tell you. Gluten-free, so any celiacs out there, people that are on a gluten-free diet, then keep on watching. Now, a good friend of mine's a gluten-free, and he has to be very selective about the beer that he can drink. So let's see if this one's going to be up to the job, and maybe it's a recommendation at least for him, because there's not many gluten-free beers, and sometimes they can taste a bit different. So I'm not sure. This isn't a gluten-free version, so it's just obviously gluten-free, so probably just the way that it's been brewed. And I don't really know much about it, apart from it's a pale ale. It's 4.6%. And by the looks of it, it's definitely more your American pale ale than a New England IPA. It's copper coloured, I would say. You can just about see yourself, you can just about see me through there. It's got a slight haze to it, but it's pretty much like an amber ale. If I stuck it back here to the light, you can see much more translucent, especially near the bottom of it. 2 fingers of fairly frothy, sort of soapy head. Yeah, I mean, this looks like a pretty much a golden ale. Let's see what the aroma's like. Lots of orange aromas in there. A bit sort of marmalade-y as well. Smells pretty good though. I'm not sure whether we're going to get a little bit of bitterness in there. But at the moment, all I can really smell is orange. But it's quite inviting, so let's taste it. Cheers, everyone. Straight away, you're getting real strong orange flavours. Orange rind. I'd almost say marmalade-y, but there's not really, so I wouldn't say it was that sweet. And that orange sort of goes into a sort of slight bit malty bitterness. I wouldn't say it was piney. It's quite quite malty in terms of its bitterness. Let's go in again. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's got much more of a sort of like Sierra Nevada pale ale sort of flavour to it. It's quite a lot of carbonation in there, but it's quite smooth in terms of the way it goes down. That sort of carbonation gets all those sort of orangey flavours round. And then you're left with a slightly piney, slightly malty, dry bitterness on the back end. It's not bad. It's very traditional in terms of its American pale ale. I mean, that sort of California sort of pale ale, Pacific sort of hops. As I say, I don't know what the hops are in, but I'd be looking at things like Sentinel and Chinook and those sort of hops. It's not bad. You wouldn't necessarily think, oh yeah, there's something not right about that, or not a bit different to make it a gluten-free. But it's very much on that sort of West Coast side. It's got a nice flavour though, nice orange, slightly passion fruit. Then you're getting this sort of orange rind that sort of goes into a slight sort of grapefruit sort of a flavour. And then you're getting this sort of quite dry bitterness. And it's difficult to sort of, I wouldn't say it's overly piney, but there is definitely a sort of pine needle sort of flavour in there. It's not bad at all. And as I say, £3 from Sainsbury's, brand new, not bad. Give you another quick look at the artwork again. I mean, you can't miss this. You see this on the shelves. They're quite striking the way they use this cartoon sort of artwork. It'd be just better if it could just tell us a bit more on the can. I mean, it's got lots of the ingredients on it, but doesn't really tell us anything about it apart from it's gluten-free, it's a pale ale, and it's 4.6%. So let's get some scores. Okay, the scores are in for Peter, Pale and Mary from Mikkeller. It's a gluten-free pale ale, and that's about all I can really tell you in terms of the description of it from the can. Looks pretty striking. You see this in Sainsbury's. Yeah, pick it up. It's and let me know if you've had it before or you pick it up and try it after you've seen this review. Let me know what you think about it. But I think it's a striking looking can now. I think that's pretty good. But we'll start with the scoring of Aroma. So Aroma, poured it out. I mean, it's orangey. It's very, very sort of orangey. You're getting complexity of much more strong orange and orange rind. It's not a sweet satsuma sort of orange or mandarin orange. It's definitely more of a sort of proper big orange, and you're getting a lot of the rind aroma in there. So it has a slightly marmalade-y aroma, but it's not sweet, which marmalade obviously can be. You know, so you don't get that sweetness, but you get that real strong orange rind in there. Maybe a bit of passion fruit and a bit of grapefruit, but they come through more in the flavour. It's not bad. I'm giving it 12 though for Aroma. Appearance, well, it's a lovely copper coloured. We've got a nice head, nice lace in the glass. I think it looks pretty good. I'm giving it a solid 8 out of 10. Flavour wise, well, I mean, again, it's the sort of beer that's not, you know, it's not something that I would necessarily want to buy again, because American pale ales are not really my sort of thing, you know, certainly on the West Coast side. It's very characteristic. You're getting that big flavour of orange, you get an orange rind. Then it sort of makes way to a sort of grapefruit that turns into a sort of dry, bitter, slight pine needles in the flavour. But it's not as, I mean, you can get a lot more pineier than this is, but it's got just that subtle hint of it. I mean, it's quite light in terms of its body. It's quite carbonated as well. To me, it's very much like a Sierra Nevada pale ale. As soon as I tasted it, I thought, yeah, I've tasted something similar to that before, and that's what I'm getting. So if you like them, then I think you probably like this. It's quite good. I'm giving it 31 though for flavour. Value for money, where I say £3, Sainsbury's, 440ml can, jobs are good, and 8 out of 10 for value. And then my overall experience, well, I mean, this is more tied towards the fact that, I mean, I drink a lot of New England IPAs. People see me drink a lot of New England IPAs. I don't like bitterness really in any sort of beer. But having something like this now and again is that nice sort of palate cleanser. It makes me realise that there's other styles out there. And to be honest, the bitterness is there and the pininess is there, and the orange and passion fruit and grapefruit are there, but they're held back a little bit. Now, some people might think, oh, it's not strong enough in those sort of flavours, but for me, it's more agreeable. So overall experience, I'm giving it a 12 out of 20. So we top the scores up, and we still just about creep into a recommended level. It's 71. It's not a bad beer. I mean, it's certainly not horrible. It's a white snake beer that you slide in slow and easy. And to say, if you are on a gluten-free diet, then, you know, it's worth giving it a try, because there's not many sort of gluten-free beers out there, and this one's a bit different. Pick it up from Sainsbury's. If a mate feels watching, I know you should give this a try and let me know what you think in the comments. It's a good pale ale. If you like Sierra Nevada pale ales and you like those sort of more West Coast sort of pale ales, then you'll like this. It's orangey, it's passion fruit, it's grapefruit with a bit of bitterness, a bit of pininess, and it's quite drying as well. Not bad at all. 71. Let's slide this one in slow and easy. And until the next one, keep on rocking.